Rachel was a night owl. She loved the quiet stillness after everyone else was asleep. Tonight, she was curled up with a book, her only light a flickering bedside lamp. The rest of the room was dim, shadows dancing in the corners. It was peaceful, almost too quiet. Outside, the wind whispered through the trees. A dog barked in the distance. Rachel shivered, pulling the covers closer. She glanced at her window, its dark surface reflecting the faint light from her room. For a moment, everything seemed still. Then she saw it, a movement in the reflection, a figure standing behind her in the darkness. Rachel froze, her heart pounding in her chest. It was just a trick of the light, she told herself, just her imagination. But as she stared, the figure in the glass seemed to solidify. It was tall and thin, almost skeletal, with long, sharp fingers that tapped lightly on the window pane. Its face was lost in shadow, but two pinpricks of light glinted out, like the eyes of a predator. Rachel tried to speak, but her voice caught in her throat. She couldn't tear her gaze away from the figure. It moved closer to the window, its eyes never leaving hers. She could have sworn she saw a faint, chilling smile spread across its lips. Terror lent her a burst of strength. Rachel ripped her gaze from the reflection and spun around to face the threat, but there was nothing there. The room was empty, the window dark and silent. Had she imagined it? Her heart was still racing, her breath coming in short, shallow gasps. Slowly, cautiously, she turned back to the window. The figure was gone. Relief washed over her, cold and shaky. Then she saw it. The reflection was back. And this time it was closer. Its face was pressed against the glass, its features clearer now. The hollow eyes, the skeletal grin, the rows of sharp, pointed teeth. It was a face out of a nightmare, and then it spoke. The voice was little more than a whisper, a dry rasp that seemed to slither in through the glass. "I'm right behind you," it hissed. Rachel screamed. She scrambled back from the window, her mind reeling. This couldn't be happening. It wasn't real. But deep down, a primal fear told her otherwise. She scrambled for the door, fumbling with the lock. Finally, it clicked shut. She threw her weight against it, desperate for a sense of security. Just then, the lights flickered and died. The room was plunged into darkness, the silence absolute.